two,
Just so you
one, and we're on.
know. Hey! Hello, and welcome to Dungeons and Dad Jokes. um, if you are joining us for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can join in the live chat. We have several of us that kind of check that out or watch that, so feel free to join us in that chat. Um, if you would like some information about us, about our characters, um, and things that we're involved in, go to dndadjokes.com and check us out there. Under the upcoming events, we have all of our upcoming events and links to places where you can get tickets for those if they are ticketed, or even if they're not, they've got information.
And
Rhonda will be at
all of
some.
our characters have pages, including Ordeef, which we might actually put something in if he gives us something.
If he ever gives us something. uh, so, so check that out and see where we're going to be. Uh-oh, you're muted, James. I see you as being muted. So if you said something, we did not hear it. And we still don't hear it. Starting off strong. Oh.
Yes, I was just going to say, all Rhonda has to do is remind me like twice a day for.
I
Right.
can be very annoying if I need to be.
Yeah,
I could be annoying.
I think you're on a delay again. But I don't know. We'll see if it works itself out. I was gonna say, oh, Rhonda, you're gonna be at some places in September.
Frankfurt this Saturday in Frankfurt at the Crown Capitol Plaza Hotel. I will be at the Kentucky Horror Fest. I got some neat stuff planned to do that day, so if you're at the Horror Fest, make sure you come and see me. And then Sunday the 21st, I will be at the Airport Marriott in Hebron, Kentucky. We will be doing an anime fest there, and I will be there also this weekend. 2 locations in Kentucky. Come see me.
I have to ask, is it Hebron or Hebron?
It should be Hebron.
It depends on who you're talking to.
Because I've heard Hebron most of my life.
Yeah, don't go to the fast food restaurant and ask where how they pronounce the name of the place, because they'll say Burger King, you know.
Anyway, I just thought I'd ask. See if you had insider knowledge.
Hey, if you're in the northern Kentucky area, you know exactly where we're talking about. Or Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So, everybody drives through it to get to the Cincinnati airport. So,
yep.
Be there or be square.
All right. So, yeah, I think that's it as far as announcements. So, we'll just get started in tonight's episode. We are at episode 80, believe it or not. And tonight's episode is entitled Hunted. But let's go back and let's see what happened. I'm going to try not to read this verbatim because if you get on our website, you will see that I wrote a town crier. It's like a novelette, I think, but
2 pages.
Too long.
2 pages of.
I can't read that much.
Well, you know, I need to shorten them so that Senior can read them.
Anything more than 2 lines is.
Party died, film at 11. Okay. So what happened last week? Everybody was gathered at the Trinson estate, discussing the prophecy and the new card, trying to come up with information and come to some conclusions and make some plans. While discussing this, they kind of came to a standstill and decided to do some communing. Evangeline communed with Denier, Kadeth communed with the Raven Queen, Fix communed with Zybella, and
Forsyth communed with nature.
Forsyth communed with nature, and Ordeef visited the temple. So they all kind of did their own thing. In that process, they learned that the Bright Sun daughter was betrothed to the Golden Dragon's son, named Claston. It was confirmed. And it was confirmed that the Olgarek is where Benalara was, and there is definitely more information to be had there if they should go. They also confirmed with Cadiz, yeah, Cadeth. I'm gonna do it. It's already started. No. Cadeth also learned from the Raven Queen. I can't read my notes. Also learned from the Raven Queen that the two swords being in the material plane together has not gone unnoticed, and the Raven Queen reminded him that her enemy moves in the shadows. When asked about Yagaril, which is confirmed that they determined that that was indeed the City of Bones, that urgency is needed as the forces of undeath are swelling. Ordith visited the temple and had a face-to-face encounter with the Raven Queen, who asked him to wield judgment on the Shadowfell, which he agreed to upon receiving rest after it was done. Then, of course, he terrorized the town on the way back. Once he gets back, everybody gathers together and they decide to scry on Gera. And when they scried on Gera, well, Kadeth scried on Gera using the crystal that they had placed there, and Evangeline used her crystal ball. They determined that Gera was in conversation with the Cassarian Rangers, and they are indeed working together in some manner. They also saw that Fune was being asked to infiltrate an archphase dwelling to gather the second part that they need. Uh, Putting the two together, Fix quickly leaves the house, and Kadeth on his heels. They all eventually, Forsyth takes the others, and they all eventually end up in Farbron at Karini's. Kadeth and Fix on the inside, and the rest of them outside watching the outer perimeter, where they do have a conversation with Shallow, who seems unconcerned about this information and also unwilling to give up any blood. And but Fune later does come into the residence and is looking for something. Was interrupted by Kadeth and Fix. Kadeth had a mighty powerful blow to her and drew blood as she was disappearing, and at the same time, Fix cast banishment, which he is unsure if it worked or not because she was disappearing already. So,
Well, you said there was a pop, which is a specific sound from Spanish.
That's true. I did say there was a pop, so it worked. Yep. All right. And so Kadeth has Fune's blood on his sword dripping, and the two of you are in the house while the other 3 plus Buckley is outside the house. And Shallow and Corini are making their way from downstairs. You hear Shallow and Corini coming down. Take it away.
Hearing them coming down, I will holler out, "You've got about 50 seconds to get in here."
You'll see she's there like in a puff. Karini is about 3 seconds behind her or so through the door.
Question, Kadath, in your excitement, did you say anything across the link?
Oh, you guys are getting on the link. Get in here from Fix. Sorry, that was going to be the next message sent.
Okay. Because I will suggest that Kadath pick up one of those vials that might be empty.
Put her blood in there.
Scrape his sword.
I was already planning on that.
Good job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
the
already
blood-
looking for an empty vial.
Her
Oh,
blood.
was it?
Yeah, no, I had full plan on collecting that blood that I just took.
I wasn't sure how awake you were, so.
No, he even told me after stream, remind me that I want Fune's blood.
Yep, I told her that last week so that because I knew I would probably forget, but I did want to do that. So I'll be looking for something to collect it in.
Yeah,
Look in the
you're
shallow.
gonna find an
Oh.
empty vial there.
Look
Well,
in the shallow.
We'll,
you have a
we'll
way to
make our
contain
way
her?
in, but
Hold on.
I'm not sure. Although I'm not sure that both Kadeth and Fix at this moment might be able to see us because they both have recently done something to see.
I have true seeing going.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fix has true seeing going.
Mine
I
is
don't know
just
if
seeing
Kadeth
through
does.
walls, and that only lasts a minute, anyways.
Okay. Yeah. So as you make your way in,
Still invisible.
2 invisible people come in. Yeah, you recognize them, Fix, but
Look in the shallow. Do you have a way to contain her? I'm sure she's going to try to teleport when she returns.
to contain.
Hune. I cast
So if
banishment
she,
on her.
oh,
She
She
will
comes
return
back to the
here.
spot. Yep. No,
she will
she will
return back to
return
the spot.
exactly where she left.
Okay.
Within the next minute.
Yes. I don't want to block the magic though. Yes, I will work on it. And she disappears for a minute.
You have about 30 seconds.
About, you guys come in and you're trying to figure it out. She comes back in and she has a little vial of it's a liquid. It looks like a liquid. And she's kind of shaking it up. And she's like, where she will.
I point right to where she disappeared from.
Okay. She'll take the vial, she'll scoot everybody away, and she'll make a good 5-foot circle, sprinkling the liquid in it, and then she'll take the liquid and kind of dump it in her hand and toss it into the air. You see it hit something, it almost looks invisible, and it's kind of a domed, kind of just shield that. I mean, that would work if she comes back here. You banished her?
Yes.
Okay. If she is from, will she not stay?
No. After 1 minute, she will come back to the exact spot that she was banished from.
Okay. All right.
So
well, then,
at about 52 seconds, I will cast daylight above where she's going to come in.
Ouch.
And then I will let the spell run its course.
All right. In about 3 seconds.
Really quick, I do want to point out that she'll only appear right back there if the spell ends with less than the minute. If it goes the full minute, she will stay if she's in there. If she's not from this point.
Well, then I will do it at 59
You'll drop the spell.
seconds. Yes.
you butthead.
I was just like, I use banishment a lot in other games, so it's one of my favorite spells.
Okay. And yes, at 59 seconds, I will drop it.
All right. Yeah, you drop banishment and poof. She shows up.
Instantly as she shows up, I cast Hex.
Well, we don't know if we cross this barrier if it's going to be an issue.
Yeah. You attempt to cast Hex and you kind of feel it hit the barrier and then nothing happens. Shallow will say it's anti-magic.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like invulnerability. You see, it's she can do nothing to us, we can do nothing to her, but you can talk to her.
I'm gonna
but it's
do
there.
a quick check with my investigation for 28. I'm gonna try to figure out where she was hit. Just by visual.
It's kind of painfully obvious. It's kind of just underneath her ribs. You don't even have to do an investigation. There's a nice slice just underneath her ribs, and she is nursing it a little bit. She's holding it.
Nice hit to death.
It was okay.
I'll look at her.
I didn't want to kill her yet.
She's not dead.
Yet.
What were you after?
I was sent after a vial of blood, of which I cannot find or could not find in about the 3 seconds I had to look.
Sorry
There
about
you-
that.
There you go, doing your sister's bidding again, sending you places that are dangerous for you.
Does it not bother you that she knew it was a death sentence and still sent you anyways?
Of course it bothers me. Are you kidding me?
Yet you still did it.
Well, because I contend with my sister, or I contend with my God. Pick one.
You know, I've got.
Who is your God? I think I asked her this once.
I don't know that she responded either.
I don't know that she did. But I did ask her once when we were at the Durkal and they brought in Gidna and I was talking to her. I asked her then.
Yeah, I don't think she responded to you.
I will just grin at her.
He moves in the shadows.
Does he not have a name?
A name of which I do not wish to speak.
Why? Are you not proud of your God?
Her God is Lord Voldemort.
Yeah. Kind of. I mean, sure. I mean, I fear him. I do not wish his ears or eyes to turn this way at the moment.
So no matter what we say, you're not going to stop this pursuit.
I will do what is required of me. I do no more. I do no less.
I don't understand that. I seek to do more for my God. And I'm not even a devout follower of. Over the link to Forsyth, I'll say read her surface thoughts. And at that point I said, come on, he's gotta have a name. Give it to us.
I wish not to speak it.
Does Forsyth do so?
Sure.
You're gonna attempt to. Is this a natural ability or is this a casted spell?
It is. Go ahead. Pretty sure it's natural, but I will let Forsyth confirm.
Which one am I doing?
The
Your
telepathy, to
telepathy?
read her
Oh,
thoughts.
that's the telepathy.
Is it you cast the spell, or is it as you cast the spell, or is it just you
I think
can?
it's the feet.
It's a feat. Yeah.
Well, I know it's a feat, but some feats are like you can cast the spell.
Oh.
Okay, let me
Because
let's
if it's a
see.
spell, it's not gonna work.
Right.
Detect thoughts. It's part of the it's not the spell, it's just the yeah, it is a spell technically,
I mean,
but
yes, it's a spell, but the question is,
but it's
does
part
the feat?
but it's part of the feat. It doesn't. It's once per long rest. I can use the detect thoughts.
You can just use it.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
then it
of
will
course, this
probably
is saying
work.
I have to buy the book. I don't know.
Yeah, this spell requires no spell slot or components.
Oh, I thought this was in the player's handbook. Oh, for crying out
It
loud!
is in the
It's not in
legacy
this
one.
It's not in the legacy. I
Oh
have
no,
the
it's
legacy.
Tasha's. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
Tasha's.
not the handbook. It's in other
It is.
books.
Never mind. It is a spell. It says you can cast the detect.
Yeah, there
detect
is
thought
there
spell,
is
so-
a 17 save, 17
Okay.
wisdom save.
but it's
You
still a
don't
spell. So
you don't get anything.
Okay,
So
no problem.
So I'm
I'll look-
guessing she's being like really closed mouthed and just pretty much like, yeah, you can't make me talk, right?
yeah, kinda.
Okay,
She is
so
she is in a
Ordee's just gonna kind of walk up and look at everybody. 1 second. She's gonna get about 4 or 5 inches from her face, and give a what he thinks is a charming smile, and then he's gonna form a dread, and he's gonna use intimidation to tell her speak the name.
okay. Roll me your intimidation. You won't be able to get quite that close because of the globe
Oh,
that's
oh yeah,
around her.
gotcha.
But yeah, use intimidation. Skills work.
21.
21. Holy crap.
An
Her
11
result's
on the
probably not
die.
that big. Yeah. As you kind of take on that mild form of dread, she takes a step back. And she looks confused. And then she kind of looks at you a little closer and she whispers, Do you also work for Velsharoon?
Above board, real quick. That was the Lich's name, if I remember right.
No.
All right, I'm
That is
getting names confused.
actually the god that's probably your
Causing all
lich
this
works
issue.
for, honestly.
Oh. Names get jumbled around.
Yeah, the lich that you know, that's not his name, but that's probably the god he worships, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Not even gonna answer. Just gonna keep looking at her, and just kind of letting the eyes kind of get that crazy look, just
Okay.
gradually get crazier and crazier. Not gonna answer. Have no answer for this person. She's been asked the question numerous times. I
Yep.
think they want an answer, so yeah, answer.
All right. You heard her. You heard her ask. I mean, it was quiet, but you heard her.
I'll look to
Oh,
Shallow.
okay, so that's okay. So would I be the only one who would have heard that then?
No, I think the rest of them would have heard it.
We're all kind of
Okay.
gathered right
You're
there.
all kind of. It's not that big of a room. It's slightly larger
Right.
than a
And-
teleportation circle.
So yeah, so then after she says that, I'm just gonna nod, shift back normal, and step back. Yeah, there you go.
I'll look to Shallow.
She's very confused now. Shallow is just standing there, kind of watching.
This is your establishment that she has violated.
Indeed.
What would you have done to her?
Well, I would have sent her back to where she came from.
She'll just come back.
Well, perhaps.
She is the archfey. She can do whatever she wants. Ain't much we can do about it.
Perhaps.
Just happy
This is
she likes
essentially-
us.
Vix is essentially saying, "This is your home. I don't want to disrespect it if I can avoid it."
I don't want to pose. She may be intruding upon my home, but there is nothing that she could do here to hinder me in any way. And she will not find what she is looking for, of course. But it seems to me she has greater sins, if you want to call it, against you and your group. For me, she trespassed upon my home. I sent her home. She has not tried any atrocities against me.
Would you be offended if we dispatched her within your home?
Well, I would prefer it not to be in my home. But to dispatch her, that would be fine.
My concern is moving her outside of your home without her running away, as she has done many times.
This is true.
Um, 6.
Evangeline. Elf.
Do you have the ear with you, or is it still at the estate?
I have it.
And the sending stone?
I have it.
I will look at Fune and say, how do you think your sister will respond, knowing that we have you? Maybe not quite in the same predicament as which she had Gidna, rather, but
I don't think she would be as patient. I will say. At least I would think so. She spent her entire life hiding me and protecting me. Till the
and
last
using
couple of
you?
years. Well, of course, I've done lots of things. It's only become an issue for the last couple of years.
I'm guessing that level of issue kind of ramped up when we got involved.
Yeah, you can say that. That's fair.
I'll reach inside my bag of holding, and I'll pull out the sending stone.
All right.
So, and it's what, 25 words?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Forsyth, while this is happening, because you have the
Right.
power of true seeing, well, Fix,
So do
you
I.
actually see it too, because I forgot you still have true seeing going. You can see that you see her in human form, but every now and then it just kind of wavers. You know how like heat comes off of something and makes things kind of, it wavers every now and then. And then she goes
Interesting.
back to her human form, and then it'll waver, and then she'll go back to human form. But none of the rest of you see this.
Something funky going on here.
Forsyth, you know this from your Fey ancestry, and I say that 5 times. That was a hard word for me to say. From your past, and how you have to hide your own true form. You're figuring that her true form is probably not human. Though spells will not necessarily make her take her true form, just like it does not you.
Right.
Well, true seeing allows us to see her actual true form. Like, it's not like a flash or whatever.
That's why you see it waver.
So there's more magic going on here than meets the eye.
And it's less so necessarily magic than just innate type of things. It's not even really magic. It's like her form is fluctuating right now. Her true form is fluctuating because of the predicament she's kind of in.
Is there anything to suggest that she sees my true form?
Not that you're aware of. She doesn't seem to
Okay.
be noticing you in any different manner other than
Okay, so
you're a member of this group. Although she's eyeing Ordeeth. She keeps cutting her eyes over at Ordeeth every so often.
Right.
she
Eventually,
you blame her?
she hasn't quite made
there's
him out
gonna
yet.
come the point where she's gonna do that, and he's just gonna blow a kiss to her because
Gonna make
why the
her a
fuck
little
not?
nervous.
Yeah, I love unnerving people. I want them to feel uncomfortable.
So I'll bring the sending stone up, and exactly 25 words. So I make sure that it's within.
you know, I'm not a real stickler.
Yeah, I know, but I wanted to make sure. So,
As long as you're not giving me, you know, a 5-page essay, I
right.
think we're okay.
I just watched the stream. Don't give her a dissertation or even a dessert.
Well, now
25 words.
you can give me a dessert. I'm okay with that.
So I lift it up and I say, I hear taking people's sisters and attacking their family is all the rage nowadays. I'm fighting the urge to abandon my morality. Love ya.
That was only 20. You got 5 words left.
You still got 5 words.
No, that's 25. I counted it out here.
Oh, I might have missed it. You might have missed
A
some.
lot
You
of
might
times
run together a little bit.
the or an or something
Yeah.
like that when we're trying to count it. But yeah.
And I'll wait for her response.
And this was the sending stone.
Yep. So she can respond.
She will respond in a very dripping with menace. Bring her to me, or I will unleash the Shadowfell.
I'll look
You
to.
cannot use the sending stone again.
No, I know.
Yeah, but but he has the ear.
I have the ear.
Here's a backup.
I turn away and I redo my little knots and stuff and put it back. I look to Shallow and kind of give her that get inside my head look.
She will just kind of stare at you and blink, and you'll hear in your head, go ahead.
I'll tell her what was said.
Deposit
I
15
won't
cents
just
for
repeat
5
it.
more
I
minutes.
will like share the memory.
Okay.
Where is Corini?
Karini's standing at the doorway between the front room and this room kind of thing.
And at the same time, I'm sharing that with those in the link.
Okay. Shadowfell can't be unleashed. The Shadowfell bleeding into the material plane is just as bad as the Feywild bleeding into the material plane. Though we can pass between the two, to actually bleed out upon it disrupts everything. You will hear it in your head.
And I'll pass that on to the rest of the. God, I'm probably gonna get a headache from all this.
Here, say, here,
Yeah.
say. Oh wait, I told you that already.
I'm thinking in the cursed city is where we're going to head to the Shadowfell. I think that Tatras. Always wanted to say Tetra. Tatra.
Tetris.
Little soiree of words indicates that possibly we need to take judgment to the Shadowfell and through the cursed city. And they're already coming. The Shadowfell's already coming through the cursed city, I believe. And then I'm gonna look at Karini and whisper in his ear, I'm going to need another set of communication something. The last one's got taken by you know who.
I can get you another set. But I do believe there was one on its way to you already.
Okay.
Perhaps he did not have time to give it to you.
Gotcha. That would be Fix's fault.
Everything's my fault.
He decided that it would be good to have him drink against that one over there.
Everybody knows you cannot outdrink an undead.
You gave it a try.
They know now.
As much as I want to simply run her through, that would make me no better than Gira. But she cannot be let free. Shallow, do you have a way to contain her indefinitely?
Indefinitely?
And cork it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, indefinitely? I think she'll still need air, but
For the next 3 to 5 years.
she does have a bottle in her hand. There's that route. Or, and she'll kind of set that down. There's always, and she'll flip her hand, and she'll grab a hold. You see it kind of drop into her hand, a set of manacles. She's like, there's always that too.
Will they subdue her power, I'm guessing?
I mean, anybody who has detect magic going, which Kadeth you almost always do, they're highly glowing. She says yes, they will prevent her from switching forms, teleporting, creating magic. They're, I don't know, list of metal here that prevents magic flow of magical energies.
Their manacles imbued with a personal anti-magic.
Essentially, yes.
Oh, so kind of like the wrist things they put on the mages in the Dungeons and Dragons movies.
Yeah.
Once I cross that barrier, does it cease to be?
Oh, I will have to drop the barrier for you to cross it. Unfortunately. Maybe. Unless maybe you want to go through the floor?
Let me see what I got here.
I don't know that I could fit through the floor.
Just saying. And she kind of points, and there's like an ant crawling across the floor.
Must be a different character.
I can prepare. No, Karini can do this. I can drop the shield, and Karini can hold. If we time it correctly, she won't have time to dissipate.
Then let's do it.
Everybody else ready?
Absolutely.
Yep. I'm gonna, as soon as it drops, I'll cast Hex.
All
So I
right.
can
All
keep
right.
an eye on her easier.
So, Shallow kind of stands there for a minute and looks to Karini. And you can tell that when she's looking to him, you feel the bond, the telepathic connection drop from you. So you kind of know what she's doing. And before you know it, the shield, you see the kind of the liquid that's kind of on the outside of that barrier just drop to the ground. And Fune starts to change. Both of you who see true seeing, you can see her form just totally warp. Everybody else still sees her in human form, so you can tell that change happens before her actual physical form moves. And then she stops. She's frozen there.
And daylight is above her if that impacts her abilities at all. So
It does affect some of it.
So, once I see that happen, I will step forward and I will just put the manacles on her.
All right. As soon as the manacles are secure, Karini releases and she's free from the hold.
Is it a physical lock, or is it?
It's a command. She'll send you the command word telepathically.
Thank you. I'll look to
Pick a word.
Yeah.
Watermelon.
So she cannot cast teleport. Can she be teleported?
Yes. You can take her with you. You will have to hold on to her, of course.
Oh. I smile at her and look around and find like a bag or a sack or something and look to Shallow. Can I have this?
I suppose.
And I turn and I put it over her head and cinch it tight so it doesn't come off.
All right then.
I make sure that it's not see-through either.
That did a lot of good. I don't know what this was for. Fune will say, so I take it the decision to kill me outright has been abandoned?
Postpone.
For now.
All right then.
Perhaps you'll get a chance to witness what happens to people who don't learn. I'll look to Forsyth and Kadath and say, would either one of you please take us home? Closest to the dungeon as possible.
Sure. I'll take care of that. And I will take us to the nearest bush and cast the appropriate spell.
All right. And you guys head back to the Trenson estate. All right.
And
So
as
you
soon
head
as
to
we're
the...
there, we're going to the dungeon.
All right. You get there and... She's a little sluggish at first. Well, she's sluggish, but she is not held.
Oh, Phileathus.
Yep.
Fillet of fish.
Fillet of fish. She was able to withstand fillet of fish's hold.
That's fine.
So.
We take her to the dungeon.
As I walk by, I will look at him. Because even if I'm not walking by, I will walk by.
I will detour.
I will detour. Oh, look at him. Losing your grip, old man.
And I'll put her in a cell, not where she can see. Cyric boy, I don't remember his name.
Renio.
Renio, yes.
He's still in your dungeon.
Uh-huh.
He cannot tell a lie.
Yep. But where
You find that he's quite quiet these days.
they can, she can hear him, and I'll just be like, Reneo, how are you doing today?
Bored.
Bored. Are you tired of
That's
telling
why
the
he has
truth
that
all the
wooden
time?
expression.
Right. Tired of what?
Telling the truth all the time?
I mean, it is not beneficial.
But neither was lying all the time, it seems to turn out.
Well,
Now
at
you're
the
in this
moment,
predicament.
I'd have to agree with you.
And I'll put her in her own cell, and then I will tell Cleathus that if she leaves the cell without me or without my order, that to bring damnation down upon her.
Strike her dead.
Okay.
And I looked at her and I said, "Did you feel that when you came into my estate?"
Yes.
The entity that what provides that has been given orders to kill you if you leave this cell without me.
It
The
says he has his own personal god.
yeah, the entity. Can't say I've actually been inside your estate.
Well, now you have.
Very well. It's not like I'm going anywhere anyway.
No, but I'm warning you in case somebody decides to open this cell and offer you freedom.
Oh. I can't guarantee that I'd warn them anyway.
I don't care. I'm warning you. And I would leave with orders to be spread upon the entire household that she does not leave that cell.
They will say, of course.
When he moves away,
By this time, Gavian's probably in the main level. Arias is probably in the main level. You don't see your father. And Gidna is probably in the main level. Gidna's still there.
I'm going to look at Fix. Really looking at Fix and Ordis and even Kadah. Are the Caesarian Rangers going to be able to track her here?
Ordith, from your knowledge of the Caesarian Rangers, they probably won't be tracking her. If the Caesarian Rangers show up at the estate, it's because they tracked you.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna pass that along. It's like, yeah, you gotta remember, they come here. They're probably here for me. Yes. Remember, I escaped their little prison there. You know, they kind of want me pretty bad.
I don't know much about the Caesarian Rangers. I don't know if the wards of the household will protect against them or not. But I do know that I have seen her sister in cahoots. I like that word.
In cahoots?
With them. And if she's calling any shots, she may send them after her. She does not want to lose her powerful tool.
Well, One of the things that she's had over us this whole time is planning and being one step ahead. We have something she wants.
Don't imagine she was planning on this.
Stop that.
No.
But she is planning
Stop.
something that she
Yeah, I'm
was.
talking to you. Kid.
Let me see if I can remember the words here.
My cat is eating the box that's at my foot.
The dogs are both passed out on 2 different chairs.
Kadath would have seen this through the scrying stone that Devakari informed her that they must make haste if they are to meet them. And Gera wanted to wait for her sister's return.
Well, it's almost accurate.
That's the Rhonda paraphrase. That's what Rhonda read into it when I was taking notes.
I'm going to recommend across our network, not out loud. Would it be of benefit to separate Gera from her support system before going after her? Taking out or imprisoning one by one those who are the power behind her. We have the one, we have her sister. Would it not be good to go after her sorcerer and those who fight for her individually?
I think the two that we would be able, that would cause the biggest stir in her